unless there's some black swan event where everyone votes for not the two main parties, which is highly, 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 highly unlikely to happen. So that's my issue with the Australian voting system. It's majorly statistically rigged towards the two main parties, which I hate. And so I've got an ethical conundrum whether I want to actually vote or not, because I don't want to support the two main parties because they're both for war and pro censorship and control.
You have to vote as an Australian, don't you? It is a criminal offence not to vote.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do in this world. But
it is a criminal. But
he's a rebel.
You could potentially suffer consequences of.
You get fined $300 or something, $400.
Mr. Robot is a rebel. Understand?
I'm what Roger would refer to as an extremist.
If you don't want to vote for any party, you can always spoil your vote.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of doing a donkey vote. That's what they call it.
Donkey punch.
I might just write across the page, "I do not consent."
Standard is crossing all boxes using one line and then
just let them
write none.
Or just draw a big dick on the page.
Just let them know you're breaking the law. Like give them your name and say, "I hate you," so that they can come and pick you up.
For more information, contact me on this number.
Like, if you don't even go up there and vote, if you don't even go up there and vote, then they actually have to try to search you out and say, "Okay, who was it that didn't vote?" and then come look for it.
Oh well, it's easy. They have a list. They tick you off a list. They'll just
at least they got to look for you.
In the mail.
At least they have to look for you, though. My whole point is that. But if you go up there and putting stupid shit on the election card, you're just telling them, "Okay, this is who I am. This is where I live. Fuck you. I hate you."
Yeah. See, the mistake I made is I should never have registered to vote, because way back in the day I thought it meant something until I understood how the system works, and now I regret it. But I don't have my only choice is get fined or go there and vote. Or
you can always spoil your vote. That is
it's still effort. I have to go find the voting booths and stuff.
I find that utterly offensive that people are being fined for freaking not voting in it. You know what I mean? Because that's
One year we had a federal election and a state election, and I didn't vote for either of them out of principle, and I got fined like $800.
God.
Which was a lot of money for me. So,
see, that's why you guys need to become the 52nd state, because here in the United States, we the people.
You guys need to come liberate us and give us democracy. You know,
see, we the people freaking run our election process. You know, we don't allow the government to dictate.
If you want to go down Roger's sort of US globalist route, what do you do the EU?
Well, the US.
Well, I'm glad we're not in the UN. That's for sure.
China.
You know,
as China.
He's just upset because he knows it's making
relationship with China.
China will eventually just take us by force. We don't even need to join them.
So, if you become the 52nd state, what happens is England loses territories. That means that
52nd.
You see, so
but the problem is we'll have all the crazy Yankees coming over here, Roger.
Well, you guys don't allow people into your country without a trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to actually have a trade in order to freaking have a visa there. So that kind of...
actually, that's also changed here recently. They let them in, but with a visa, or working visa and stuff like that. But a lot of foreigners are coming in right now.
Roger wants the US One World Order, don't you?
Me?
You want the US One World Order.
No, I just want you guys to leave my country alone. I mean, I don't think China is the biggest threat. I think the EU and freaking socialist European...
And the UN and the WEF and the WHO, they're all basically working for the globalists.
I mean, if you want to know who's freaking trying to take over the world, it's freaking the EU, and they're doing it through freaking economics and socialism.
I think the world was taken over a long time ago, and they're just trying to consolidate. They already basically run the show.
It's like Mark has an issue with the word federal and government, okay? And he doesn't understand that. Like, there's two ways of thinking about this. Like, he's actually been more introduced to a unionist freaking kind of government. You know what I mean? Whereas I'm more used to, like, the federalist concept of government. So
I feel like I know what the word means, but I don't know what it means in a political context exactly. Federation is like decentralization, isn't it?
Remember, there was a difference between the US and the EU.
Right.
As an example, the US is just one country with many different states within that country. The EU is a collection of multiple countries. We are talking about the sovereignty of countries there.
And so, this is a union.
Countries can say no, states can't say no. However, with the EU now, they're starting to dictate what's happening inside countries too, which is.
But understand that they are a union. Yeah. Their form of government is a union government. So when
you also got to remember that the European Union is controlled by the European Commission, a non-elective bureaucratic organization.
Right.
The European Union will only vote upon the things that the European Commission tells them to vote on.
And if it's not accepted, it's pushed through repeatedly until it is.
There is, in effect, it's a pseudo democratic system. There's no real true democracy in that system because it's being dictated by a small clink of individuals that are
in a union government. In a union government, the central government has centralized authority and states derive their power from the center. This contrasts with a federation where both the central and the state governments have constitutional authority sharing sovereignty. Okay, that makes sense. So basically a monarchy versus whatever we've got.
So
just a very simplistic way of the way you could look at it from that point of view. But my point is that the European Union, the member states of the European Union, don't have any real democracy in them because it's being dictated by the European Commission, which is a organization that is self-appointed. It's not elected. There's no answerable person there.
And that's all part of the plan for the New World Order.
So before you guys get too much farther in there, I want to bring up the link that you sent for Australia. It says, over 5 decades, here's how voters have shifted away from the major parties. I was wondering if maybe you would like to go over that. Or
let me bring it up. Australia.
Because that was the one thing that you did contribute. You have like no enthusiasm whatsoever when it comes to like Australian politics.
Oh, I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, no, I don't spend enough time amongst like people to like really know where the.
There's another thing that you've got to think about Australian politics. I remember, especially in the 90s, there was this old joke about Australians being extremely apathetic about their own internal politics, and arguably,
we keep getting the two parties.
Yeah. No.
So what happens is like one party gets in, they fuck up majorly, and then everyone votes for the other party, the blue team, Then they fuck up majorly, and then we vote back on the red
parties.
team, and it just keeps going like that forever.
Yeah, as we've seen in the UK with Labour and Conservatives, and this is why I find reform to be interesting. I've got a lot of criticisms for Reform UK anyway, a lot of criticisms, but I find it interesting because they are changing that sort of uni-party sort of viewpoints. They are attempting to.
Oh, the powerful will always try to subvert the populist movements. All throughout history.
So
that's
this is what makes the Reform UK situation quite interesting, because we are sort of breaking out of the uni-party concept.
Okay, that's good. It says here, over 5 decades, here's how voters have shifted away from the major parties, which is Labour and Liberal in Australia. I don't know, this triangle, I don't know if this is accurate, but in the bottom left, Labour, in the bottom right, it's Coalition, and at the top, other independent parties. So I wonder, is this going to change?
Earlier,
so what?
Okay.
Labour with help, or
yeah, you see dots right there.
Yeah.
That's
2002. Okay, most people still vote Labour and Liberal. So that was during COVID.
Is that an actual Conservative?
Oh, okay, this is going back in time. Like, look how many were down here, and then as we go up, a lot more. Interesting. Crucially, there are 24 seats in the top section where the vote for independents and minor parties beat both Labour and Coalition. Crossbenchers won 15 of those seats, while the major parties managed to win other 9 preferences, which is good because that keeps a check on the basically what I would call the globalist agenda of the 2 main parties. They tend to just like pass the same laws along the same agenda lines, right? But if you have like independents in the government, I don't know what you call them, they can basically veto the bills that they pass, or like check them. So that is good, and that could even just be an argument for voting right there to try and get some independence in there. So I think in 4 years we'll have a much better chance of electing a new government, because people need to feel a bit more pain, unfortunately, before they change. But yeah, me and my friend, we're starting a political party next federal election. It's called the Flux Party. It's been around for a while, and we contributed to it in the past. But what happened, right? So the idea behind it is direct democracy. We will build a voting app that's blockchain based that allows the voter to dictate what the person in parliament votes on in terms of legislation, which technically should give power to the people in terms of deciding what laws get passed. And what happened in the last iteration of this party was, as soon as it gained some political traction, the Freemasons came in and basically offered the leader of the party a deal he couldn't refuse, like making lots of money and working a bank job. And then they told him, in order to get this bank job, you have to wear a woman's dress for a week, and basically getting him discredited. And then they gave him the job, and the party ended. So we're trying to kickstart it again.
Freemasons. What was it? Yeah. Freemasons.inc.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna tell you,
actually do have an office
limited.
That really competes with the freaking New Zealanders. I like to call them the Zealanders, because freaking